Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. So check out the satellite picture here on this Monday morning. We'd see the first in a series of big fronts, big cold fronts sweeping through the prairie into the northern plains, bringing cooler and drier air into the region. So you look underneath those clouds, we have some very light precipitation. Some can be found here across some of the higher elevations, sweeping down through western and southern Alberta. Also north of the picture here, you got some very light rain falling underneath some of those clouds on the backside of our area of low pressure. Now first, I'm going to show us the 500 millibar vorticity and heights plot. And again, this is where we can see upper level spin. This is what we look for to help diagnose areas that could see active weather in the form of cloud cover and precipitation. It also helps us pick out our more well-defined upper level lows. And so we can see this one now across northern Manitoba here this morning. You can imagine the cold front kind of extending off to the south there. And this is where we see some of the upper level cloudiness or upper level energy bringing some cloudiness and precipitation to northern areas. Now, as I just hit play on this, you're going to see kind of the highway or the pathway that these systems are going to be taking as we head through the next week, and it's right through the prairie from northwest to southeast, storm track here across the Canadian Prairie. And that's going to lead to an upper level pattern like this. We're looking at the 500 millibar heights pattern. And so you can see the flow of the jet stream coming down something like this. We've got our big upper level low right now situated across the prairie. We've got a ridge building across the Pacific and across Western Canada. And as I just hit play on this and take it again into the next 7 to 10 days, we're going to see, again, a pattern that has these troughs sweeping through the prairie with a potentially pretty deep trough setting up here as we get into September 8th and 9th. One that's going to have a big ridge potentially across Western Canada here with a big trough digging in across Eastern Canada into the Great Lakes. And so another byproduct of this pattern, especially as you head off towards western portions of the prairie, let's go ahead and take a look at kind of central and southern Alberta. Now, there's going to be quite a temperature roller coaster here at times as we see these troughs sweep in, bringing cooler and drier air. But then on the backside, at times, some ridging building in. So here we see this as we get into the late part of this week, ridging building in across western portions of the prairie. We get another trough that swings in on the backside, bringing cooler air. But then again, potentially a big ridge building in and a highly amplified pattern here as we head into the 8, 9, 10-day pattern. So on the heels of each of these as well, each system is going to bring in a little bit of Pacific moisture. You're going to see that with each system moving in. And then on the backside of each departing system, we'll see a push of cooler and drier air, which you'll see in the form of that brown shading. So as we get started right now, deep moisture well off to the south across the Midwest of the U.S., our cold front extending off to the south with cooler and drier air sweeping in on the backside. As I go ahead and take this into the deeper part of the week, we'll go ahead and get started here Monday, heading into Tuesday. We see another little push of Pacific moisture coming in, kind of like this. You see it feeding into the prairie. That'll bring a chance of some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms to the region. And then we see that next sweeping push of cooler and drier air coming in on the backside. We'll take it a little bit deeper into the weekend now. We see another system coming in. Here's that Pacific moisture streaming in, bringing a chance of showers and storms. Big sweeping push of cool, dry air comes in on the backside. So this is the pattern as we head through the next 2 weeks. We're going to see these fronts sweeping through, bringing cooler and drier air to the region. Each one will bring a chance for at least scattered shower and storm activity. But with a pattern like this, we're not looking at any real soaking rain. This is not going to soak anybody. It's going to bring, again, just a passing chance. You either get it or you don't. Chance for showers and storms as the system sweeps through. So precipitation probably going to be on the drier side across the prairie as we head through the next 7 days or so, with some localized areas picking up some downpours and some heavier rain. So most people on the dry side, but there will be a few who are going to pick up a downpour here over the next 7 days and maybe pick up a quick inch or so of rain. We'll look at the high-resolution NAM model. Again, quiet as we get started this week. We've got some cloud cover and some precipitation across northern portions of Manitoba today. And again, maybe some cloud cover and some very light rain as you head to the higher elevations of southern and western Alberta. As we head into the early part of the week, heading into Tuesday, early Tuesday, we'll see another quick moving front sweep across the region, maybe some light rain, generally north of Highway 16 as we head through the day on Tuesday. Another low sweeps through on Wednesday. This one could bring a chance for some heavier rain around the Highway 1 corridor, maybe some thunder with that one as well. As we head through, again, Wednesday into Wednesday night. Wednesday night, this moves into southern Alberta, into the Winnipeg area. And that one could, again, bring a localized corridor of some heavier rainfall. We'll just look at the raw output from the NAM model here. And again, this one brings a little localized corridor where someone could pick up that half an inch to an inch pretty quickly along the Highway 1 corridor, anywhere from Calgary down toward Winnipeg. And then you see north of that, North of the Prairie, north of Highway 16, this is where we'll see a better chance for more uniform precipitation, with more folks getting toward that half an inch to an inch, or that 12.5 to 25 millimeters of precipitation. If we take it even further, looking at the European model, again, we're looking at the operational model's raw output, so this is not exactly how it's going to play out, but the pattern is good, and it helps us get good agreement here with that pattern. And again, that pattern is north of Highway 16, north of the primary ag belt, better chance for more concentrated, evenly spread precipitation with that inch of rainfall on the table. As you head south of Highway 16, this is where it's going to be by and large drier over the next 7 days, but the chance for those localized corridors of heavier precipitation. So especially Wednesday into Wednesday night, watching that Highway 1 corridor from Calgary over to Winnipeg, somewhere in a narrow band there is going to pick up about an inch of rainfall, or at least a half an inch, but you could head 50 miles away from that and end up with nothing. So that's the pattern. Quick hitting shots of rainfall. You either get it or you don't. We'll look at that here with the European model. Again, seeing the same thing. That system right now, the one that brought the cooler shot of air over the next 24 to 48 hours, spinning away across northern Alberta. Some precipitation wrapping around on the backside here, bringing some cloud cover and very light precipitation to areas north of Highway 16 across northern Saskatchewan and northern Manitoba. And again, some very light precipitation falling here as you head toward the high elevations of southwestern Alberta. We'll take this into motion. Again, we see our Tuesday system generally north of Highway 16 here, bringing a quick chance of some showers that may move into the Winnipeg area late in the day on Tuesday, pushing into maybe Brandon over toward Winnipeg. The next system, Wednesday, this is the one that brings the better chance for some rain here along the Highway 1 corridor. A very narrow, concentrated area could pick up 12.5 to 25 millibars of precipitation. This one moves out of southern Manitoba, out of the Winnipeg area Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. After that, we see a brief break here. We see some ridging building in, maybe a warm-up across at least western portions of the area as we head into the weekend. But then here comes our late Saturday into Sunday system. This one going to bring another area of high pressure and some cooler temperatures as we head into early next week. So it's about every 2 to 3 days we see that chance for some rainfall across the region. Again, most areas remaining on the drier side, but a narrow band possible here near or very close to the Highway 1 corridor, where somewhere in that area is going to pick up 12.5 to 25 millimeters. I think I've been saying millibars suddenly. Now I'm realizing that millimeters of precipitation, we don't measure that in millibars. So looking at temperatures here over the next few days, again, a bit of a temperature roller coaster in the Calgary area. 21 today, 24 tomorrow, a cool shot of air on Wednesday, 19 for the high, warming back up to 27 on Friday, with another shot of cooler air arriving over the weekend. Edmonton follows a similar pattern. Saskatoon, very similar as well. Those highs bouncing around between the upper teens and the lower 20s in Regina. And then you head over to Winnipeg. 18 today, 22 on Tuesday, 21 on Wednesday, cooling back down to 16 on Thursday, warming back up to 24 on Saturday. So that temperature roller coaster continues for everyone, with shots of precipitation light in nature every 1 to 3 days. Have a great day and a wonderful start to your week. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday morning.